Have you ever poured your heart and soul into a video, hit publish, and then crickets? Just a handful of views? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you that going viral isn't just some random lightning strike, that there's actually a formula to it? Well, in the next few minutes, we're going to break down that exact formula for making content that people just can't stop themselves from sharing. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the viral video puzzle itself. Then, I'm going to show you exactly where to find your next big idea. After that, we'll dive deep into scripting for success, uncover the pretty surprising science of why people share things, and finally, we'll put it all together into a simple, powerful formula you can use. Sound good? Let's jump in. Okay, so let's get right to it. Let's talk about that big question, that dilemma that every single creator faces the second they hit that publish button. Seriously, why? Is it just the algorithm having a good day, a complete roll of the dice, or is there something more strategic going on behind the scenes? This is the question that keeps us creators up at night, and honestly, the answer is a lot more empowering than you might think. And this quote right here from creator Shane Hummus is a total game changer. Think about it. It's not just about quality. You can make the most beautiful, polished, perfect video in the entire world, but if nobody is looking for that topic right now, it's just gonna fall flat. The real secret? It's timing. It's about catching that wave of interest right as it's about to peak. Okay, so if timing is everything, then the big question is, how do you find those topics that are about to blow up? Let's get practical and open up the toolkit that the pros are using every day. So where do you actually find these trends before they're, well, trends? Think of these platforms as your own personal trend spotting headquarters. Google Trends, especially with the YouTube filter, shows you what people are literally searching for. YouTube's trending tab, that's your real-time pulse check. TikTok and X, that's where trends are actually born. And Reddit, Reddit is the underground goldmine where you can find topics before almost anyone else is talking about them. Now, this next strategy from Shane Hummus, it's just pure genius. He calls it the icon method, and it's all about working smarter, not harder. The whole idea is, look, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just find a car that's already winning races, and then build a much, much better engine for it. Here's exactly how it works. Step 1, you go on a hunt for a video from a pretty small channel that got way more views than it should have. That right there proves the idea is a winner. Step 2, you watch it, but you watch it like a detective. Is the audio kind of terrible? Is the thumbnail all blurry? Is the editing a little slow? And then step 3, you just make a better version. Better sound, cleaner editing, a killer thumbnail. You're not stealing. You're just building a faster car based on a proven design. And what this all boils down to is a really crucial mindset shift. When you use these tools and methods, you stop reacting to trends after they've already peaked. Instead, you get out in front of them. Or with the icon method, you perfect a concept before it gets totally saturated. You become the trend setter. So, you've got your killer idea. You're all hyped up, ready to start filming. But hold on, there's one critical step that separates amateur content from viral hits. And honestly, it's the one that most people skip. Just look at this number for a second. 90%. According to the folks at StoryKit, that's how much your script, your words, contribute to your video's success. Let that sink in for a moment. Not your expensive camera, not your fancy lighting, your script. So why is the script so ridiculously important? Well, think about how you scroll through your phone. Most videos on social media are watched with the sound off. That means your on-screen text, your subtitles, the actual structure of your story, that is the entire video for most people. Your words have to do all the heavy lifting. So how do you actually stop that thumb from scrolling? Well, StoryKit gives us 5 really powerful hooks. You can ask a burning question, make a super bold statement, drop a powerful quote. You could state their biggest problem right up front, or hit them with a shocking statistic. Any one of these is going to grab their attention in those first crucial seconds. And as you're writing out that script, please remember this simple but absolutely vital rule. 1 subject for 1 target audience equals 1 video. Seriously, the biggest mistake creators make is trying to cram way too much stuff in. If you focus your message on a single idea for a specific type of person, your video will be so much more powerful. All right, so you've got a great idea, you've got a sharp script, but what's the deep psychological trigger that actually makes a person hit that share button? Let's get into the science of it all, because this is where things get really interesting. The common wisdom is that people share happy, positive stuff, and they avoid the negative stuff, but it turns out that's a huge oversimplification. Research from Jonah Berger at the Wharton School shows that the real story is way more fascinating. The key isn't whether an emotion is positive or negative. The key is arousal. High arousal emotions are the ones that get your heart pumping, the ones that kick your body into a state of activation. Basically, they get you ready to do something. And this slide lays it out perfectly. High arousal emotions like awe, anger, or even anxiety, they push us to take action. And one of the easiest actions to take online is sharing. But on the other side, you have low arousal emotions like sadness or contentment. They might make us feel something, sure, but they don't drive us to pass it on. They lead to inaction. And the data here is just undeniable. Jonah Berger's research on New York Times articles is wild. Content that made people feel awe or anger was 30% more likely to end up on the most emailed list. Even anxiety gave it 21% boost to sharing. But sadness, that actually made content 16% less likely to be shared. So you see, it's not about feeling good or bad, it's about feeling fired up. So, the bottom line, in Berger's own words, is that the intensity of the emotion, its arousal level, is what fuels virality. It's the engine of social sharing, not just whether the content is happy or sad. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, from finding the right idea to understanding the deep psychology of what makes it spread. So now, let's put it all together into one clear, actionable formula that you can use. So here it is, your 3-part viral formula. Part 1, the idea. Find a topic that's already got some heat, something that's starting to bubble up. Part 2, the script. Hulk them in the first 3 seconds and keep your message super tight and focused. And Part 3, the secret sauce. The emotion. Don't just give people information. Intentionally design your video to make your audience feel awe or anger or even a little bit of anxiety. That is what gets people to share. And that brings us to the final and I think most important question. As you're planning your next piece of content, don't just ask, what's this about? Instead, ask yourself, what do I want my audience to feel? Because in a world of infinite content, emotion isn't just a nice little bonus. It is the very thing that will make someone stop, watch, and share.